Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel, Dalton, My World. And I'm going to hit you up with some breaking news. All right? Straight. Now, I want to, before I even get started, if you find this beneficial, I ask you to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I love your comments. And even if you disagree with me, just make them respectful. If you don't, you already know I'm gonna delete them. Okay, I don't have time for that. And my channel's small enough that I can go through them in less than a minute. And then if I have to delete it, then your voice will not be heard. All right. So straight. Again, thank you. Also, before I even go on any further, thank you to all my loyal subscribers and my new subscribers. Yep, last month. Uh, I actually gained 18 new subscribers, so thank you. Now, let me as of the 27th of this month for a whole 30 days, starting from the 27th of last month, I gained 18 new subscribers. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about some breaking news, all right? I'm not going to talk about every single thing that's going on, but I'm going to hit on a couple of issues. First thing I want to talk about is what's going on with the Senate and what's going on with the Congress, the stimulus bill, stimulus package, sorry, however you want to say it. And I also got my notes, all right? And on this one, I got me actually a notebook instead of my cue cards, kind of stole some ideas from Kelly Stamps on her video. And the first thing I want to talk about is dealing with the stimulus check, all these delays, but I also want to talk about Nancy Pelosi. Okay? Now, as I'm looking at this whole thing, and you all hear about it every day, y'all hear about them that's talking back and forth every day. And it's like some crazy soap opera that that you used to watch all the time and you probably still do. Okay? But it's real life and it's affecting people. Now, no offense, I'm gonna get straight up with y'all. And when I tell you this, I mean it. I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. Okay? Neither one. So when I tell you, I tell you the facts. I talk about the issues. And yes, sometimes it's a little bit of my opinion, commentary. Hello. It says it on my website, my YouTube channel, commentary. All right, so let's roll. Now, Nancy Pelosi, this is from me to you. No offense, but as I'm watching this whole thing, I know there's something weird happening. Nancy Pelosi, you're getting played. Straight up. Okay? And it is so smooth and it's so clever that I barely even caught it. It's Let's start out with this mail fraud. Okay, right? So who comes up with that? Trump. Trump comes out saying, "Well, it's going to be some mail fraud and all this other stuff." He knows. Okay, this is a major election year. The Republicans brought out their strategists, their behaviorists. They brought out the A game. They want to win. And regardless of what you hear right now, it looks like the Republican in the end will win. Okay, unless there's a major change. Now, before you click off, let me finish. Now, it was a big deal going on about the mail. Okay, and the president, he was just always hitting on that, and he knew Pelosi was listening. Okay, so he was hitting her trigger buttons. So what did Pelosi do? Pelosi recently got Congress all the way back together. The same thing that she could have done any time to get this stimulus package for the American people passed. And President wanted everybody to see the power that she had and what she could have already have done. She got all the people in Congress back together to vote on a House bill so that the mail will not be delayed around the election time. But she did not vote on a stimulus package for the American people. Let me finish. That was the beginning of a powerful strategy. That's part of this powerful strategy. So that made the Democrats, and it is making the Democrats look bad. And some of the Democrats caught on because Pelosi got over 100 letters asking her to make some type of deal to help the American people while Congress was already there, and she refused to do it. This is a fact. Okay? So right now, the Democrats are starting to look kind of like the bad guy. Remembering first, it was the Republicans. So now the strategy is to keep making proposals for the Senate, proposals that are smaller and smaller, right? They were hitting her trigger button. So now Pelosi showed that she's more concerned about her special interests, these trial lawyers that want to sue for COVID-19 and all this other stuff on the Democratic side, and all the people she owes favors to, and all her little friends and cronies on the Democratic side. It's starting to show. So she's holding out, saying this for the American people, but it's really not. Because if this is the way you do us favors as American people, please stop. Now, I know it sounds like a soap opera, but hang on with me. So then, after all that, that's already making Democrats look bad. And the president knew that the Democrats didn't want to look bad, so they did not try to stop his executive orders. Smart move. Because either way, if they would have tried to stop, they would look bad. And by not stopping them, he looks good. So now, all of a sudden, Mitch is starting to sound like Pelosi. He's starting to offer more and more on stimulus packages that he's creating. Okay, going higher and higher on the amounts that for unemployment. First he started at 200, now he's trying to go up to 300 and maybe 400. Okay. So now, slowly, where the Republicans were looking like the bad guy and the Democrats was looking like the good guy, the Congress, now they're slowly looking like the bad guy. Okay? He's been playing. They've been watching Pelosi all this time. They know exactly what they're doing. Now, what would I would do if I was the president? And the president knew. He knew what he was doing, because once he knew he had Pelosi where he wanted her, because she prides herself on playing hardball and not giving in, and that is what they're using against her. And once he knew he had her where he wanted her, and she was talking about, we bringing Congress in to make a bill. Now, I want you to understand, that bill is dead on arrival anyway. Okay. And mysteriously, once she brought the Congress in and didn't vote on the stimulus package, mysteriously, there was enough money now for the mail service that they really don't need a stimulus package, because they found enough money now for the mail service to last them with no interruptions all the way to March or April 2021. Yeah, mysteriously. It's always been there. Okay. Now, and Trump knew he had her because Trump, even when he knew he had her, what did Trump do? He made sure that the mainstream media, who right now for some reason is not giving you news, that important news or the whole news, maybe because it's election year, he knew he had her. And he made sure he was in front of mainstream media when he filled out his what? Mail-in ballot. Yes, he did. Because he had her. Now, what if I was Trump, what would I would do? I think they're supposed to come back on like September the 8th. I would wait till around September the 6th, maybe 7th, and then call an emergency session. Because he can do that. And the Senate and the Congress must come back and meet. That's in his power. I will wait, because I believe they come back on 8th, so I will wait until around September the 6th. And then I would call emergency session, and I would talk to Mitch and Mitch. Now it's time. Phase 3. You know, give Pelosi a little bit of hard time and then give her whatever she wants. Why would I do that? Because when you and I go into the mailing, when we go and vote November the 3rd, the main thing in the back of our subconscious is what? It's not going to be all the bickering that they did. I mean, we know that, and that's going to annoy us, and we're going to vote. But who helped you? Through all this time, there was only one person that helped you. The executive orders of President Trump, who is a Republican. And that is why they're going to play their cards, use Pelosi's strategies against her, and walk right into the White House again for 2020. Because Pelosi's greatest strength is her greatest weakness, and they're playing her like a fiddle. Just like that. Now, second thing I want to talk to you about is the California fires. And my heart goes out to all the people in California. I want to talk to you about the California fires. And I hope that they get it under control, and I hope they'll be okay, as well as the flooding. Oh my God, this flooding is crazy. And I believe it's Louisiana. My heart goes out to you all too. Stay safe. Don't let your ego get in the way. If you're offered help, take it. Okay? And that's for California and Louisiana. Okay? And anybody else out there, especially those two. Well, the California fires, let me hit you something that the mainstream media is not telling you. Californians had fires before, and they got it under control, right? Now, this is uniquely different, I agree. But what the mainstream media is not telling you is California took that money from this first stimulus package, and instead of giving that money to the police officers and the firefighters, okay, and that's why hazard pay is so important in any type of stimulus bill. To the police officers and the firefighters, that what they do, they fire them and lay them off. Okay? This is true. And I will put links to what I'm talking about in the description box below. Okay? They laid them off. Okay. Now they already had a shortage because firefighters and police officers are already scared to go to work because of COVID-19. Some of them were calling in sick, whatever. Okay. Some of them probably even retired early. But instead of taking that money and doing what they're supposed to do, California's supposed to do with it, but you're not gonna hear this from mainstream news. Instead of taking that money and keeping those people employed, They fired him and laid him off. And then came something that haven't happened in 100 years. I believe it was about 100 years. They stated the perfect storm for California. That's right. Lightning storms tearing it up. With the shortage of firefighters, they were fired and laid off because California didn't do the right thing and give that money that they got from the first stimulus package to keep them employed. They then decided to fire them and lay them off. You got a perfect storm and nobody to fight it. That's right. You're not going to hear that on the NBC News, are you? No. And this is the truth. I'm not lying to you. And there's the mainstream news is telling you everything and showing you everything except for things like the stimulus package and all this other stuff that's dealing with you. And the main reasons they're doing that is because now the Democrats are looking like the bad guys. Now, also number three, what I want to talk to you about is I believe his brother's name is Jacob Blake. My heart goes out to him. He was shot 7 times in the back. I do want to hear the whole story, but I honestly really think that they were aiming to kill that man, and he didn't die. 7 times, okay? Somebody was aiming to kill you. Now, but here's the deal. I'll have a link to the video in the description box below. I just want to know, what was he thinking? He had 3 kids in the car. Yeah, I know he was trying to allegedly break up a fight between 2 girls and all this stuff, but he had police officers there, armed and ready, talking to him, and he opens his car and stoops in. You already know the climate, okay? And there's police officers. Now, all police officers are not bad, but there's some police officers that are already losing their minds because they can't get away with the crimes they've been able to get away with. Okay, so they're going to take any chance they can, okay? And I'm not talking about all of them. But what was he thinking? The only thing I could see is what we don't see in the video is maybe they gave him an order that we don't know about. Like, they could have told him, okay, I want you to go, do you have any weapons or anything? I want you to go and get them. They could have told him, but thank God he didn't die. And we can get his side of the story. Because if they did give him an order and did not allow him to execute it, they told him to go and get his ID or any weapons he had in his car out. And then they shot him in his back. That's a whole different story. Okay? But I want to know the full story. And honestly, there should be no police officers whatsoever guarding this man. It should be highly non-biased, like Rangers or highly well-trained private security firm. Should not be any type of law enforcement, because you don't want him mysteriously dying. Well, they wanted to kill him anyway. But a man that's still alive can tell his story, and that is what a lot of bad officers hate the most. Okay, that's happened with Rodney King. He survived. He told his side of the story, and they got in trouble. No, they really didn't get in trouble. They pretty much got away with it until California caught on fire. Now, number 4, a lot of people are mistaking one thing. People are mistaking the stock market with the economy. The stock market is not the economy, people. Our economy is bad. Okay, we already, Thursday, we had another 1 million people file for unemployment. They didn't want to file for unemployment, they had no choice. Okay, so I'm so tired of these stupid trolls going around with my website and everybody else's website trying to think that they're the judge, jury, and telling everybody what's happening when they have no clue. Okay, those little gang stalkers on the internet thinking they're smart, covering, women, using men's name, men using women's name, pretending like they're like, and most of them don't even have a channel. Yeah, I tracked one guy down. He he don't have no videos or nothing. He just has a lot of fake emails and fake names that he uses. Okay, but what's going on is the reason that the stocks are looking so good is because the Federal Reserves are keeping them up. It's not because we have money. Our economy is bad. We're really bad off. Okay, we never had a full lockdown. We had a partial lockdown. That's another thing that people seem to make a mistake. We never had a full lockdown. Okay, we had a partial lockdown. But what's keeping our stocks going looking good is the Federal Reserves. They're buying it, keeping the stocks up. It's not the economy. The economy sucks right now. It's horrible. We're in a recession. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the coronavirus. Coronavirus, number 5, coronavirus. Listen closely, no matter what age you are, young all the way down to old or mature. It has been proven that if you catch the coronavirus once, you can catch it again. So if you think that you're a college student and you're partying and you caught it once, and you can't catch it again, you're sadly mistaken. If you think you're someone, an older person, retired or whatever, and you caught it once and fought it, now you're walking around without a mask, and you can't catch it again, you're wrong. They found out you can catch it more than once. And kind of like those 2 hurricanes. This is my theory on it. Kind of like with the 2 hurricanes, you get one that's gonna push through. It's gonna weaken and destroy stuff. But when you get a second one, whatever it didn't take out, but it weakened, the second one will. It's kind of like what happened with Louisiana. Okay, that's why it's so scary. This coronavirus fact that we just found out. All right. Coronavirus is not a hoax, okay? It's not a joke. It's real. All right, and that's my breaking news for the night. All right, I'm sorry I went a little long, but I wanted to give it to you. That's my breaking news. I ask you to give me a thumbs up. I ask you to subscribe if you like it, if you like my channel. And also, I ask you to comment if you like, as long as it's respectful. I'll keep it up there. All right? And please share this. And I shall wrap to y'all later. Peace out.